Welcome to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Every week, you can have the conversations you've always wanted to have about the films you love.
Shut up!
We're gonna get you. Not another peep.
Get rid of your distractions and prepare yourself.
Then lock your door. 5, 6, gonna crucifix.
You got a big surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere.
Welcome, everybody, to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Danny Bonin here with you.
And Scotty Bono with you guys.
We are the Blood Brothers. And
Rob.
O'Neilio.
And
Ty.
Ty joining us
on the line.
Because he made us do this movie, now he has to join us.
But I enjoyed the movie, and it's still.
Well, I wonder what Rob thought about this movie. I wonder what Rob thinks about every movie ever made. Please go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
You know what? I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed this film.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna call it a film too. This isn't a movie. This is a cinematic. I hated it. I can't go any further than what it is now. I mean, it's okay to be. No, it's not. I mean, she's flat chested and flat assed. You can't have both.
You have to have one. You gotta
have like one or the other.
She's a pretty face.
Catherine Ross, she has excellent eyelashes.
Oh yeah, she has a pretty face. That's Rob. That's why they killed her off and made her perky boobs and nice lips and face at the very end there. You know.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, but they couldn't. They should have made those boobs at least 10 times bigger. They only made them like 2 sizes bigger.
Well, back in the 70s, you didn't need really big boobs. It was just nice little plump breasts. Right?
Plump. Cardboard tits.
Cardboard tits.
Cardboard tits in the house.
Very strange and aggressive nipples.
Yeah, they're through the see-through shirt.
Can we just rewind a little bit?
Let's go. Yeah,
Can we rewind and I just want to observe that we have a national celebrity on the line with us, Rob O'Neill, who was on the news last night.
I was on the news last night.
You were. I didn't hear this.
Yeah,
it's fucking hilarious.
The Rob won't play the Mega Millions. You know, if it's only 50 million, but
500 million has to be $1 billion.
Yeah.
You didn't see his post in the group?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious.
Were you actually on the news?
They interviewed him at a gas. It looked like some shitty gas station. Rob was buying a big gulp.
It was not a shitty gas station. It's a fine establishment.
Oh.
And I was buying my Mega Millions ticket, which
I bought one too.
I bought $20 worth, and I haven't checked them yet. So.
There was somebody in South Carolina.
Someone won it in South Carolina.
Is that all you bought, Rob? Because what snack food?
And a blue slushie.
Okay, there we go.
But Rob, you could have won if you got 5 numbers right. You could have won like $1 million. So you never know.
Yeah, I know. I haven't checked. I could be moving to Colorado soon.
Exactly. I need to look up your video for sure. That's freaking hilarious.
I'll start rounding up the porcupines.
We're hiding
there,
them for
man.
You. We're hiding them.
Wow, you want to move to Colorado? You want to leave Florida's armpit? I can't.
They're there, man.
Dude, I'm so ready I'm so ready to get to Colorado. I mean, not just because of like the legal marijuana and the porcupines, but I'm sick and tired of sweating balls in Florida. Like,
yeah, it's
there's
nice
not
out
enough. There's not enough cheesecloth and talcum powder down here to keep me dry anymore.
You need to get out here. Get on down to Colorado.
I was just down in Cabo. I for one day only. I did get the old Mexican flu again.
Oh my God!
Butt pee.
Oh, major butt pee. Just
BP.
Photo finish.
And I'm not embarrassed and I'm proud of myself, but I may or may not have shit my pants.
Oh God, you should have ran to the ocean.
No, it was while I was sleeping. You snuck up on me.
God, back to your 2-year-old stage.
Yeah. You ever have that shit where you usually you can just let it peak for a second just to see what's going to happen. Then you're like, oh no, better not. This was the kind.
Yeah, just kind of put a little pressure back there.
Yeah.
Just a little back pressure. See what happens.
Like usually you can do that. This is one of those where just the slightest hint of just release and it's.
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
It's like it drops some like you're just pouring water out a little bit of a cup,
God.
like a spout.
As long as we're on the topic of bathroom stuff, I wanted to let you know, Danny, I did finally try wiping standing up.
Oh God bless! It's so much easier.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's all you gotta do,
isn't it?
No, it's just an extra step, like the Rob said in the first place.
But then you really get up in there and it's clean.
Yeah, you get up in there and you're not stressing your quads because you're putting all the weight on your feet.
Exactly.
What quads?
You know, when you just lean forward. Yeah, maybe you should sit down to wipe so you do put stress on those chicken legs of yours.
I just want to tell the fans it's been 2 weeks since we've been live, so it's good to be back, you guys. And sorry we were away.
Yeah, we have a lot to catch up on before we talk about this movie. So that's all. I'm just warning you. I had the Mexican flu.
It
Rob
might
was
be
on
a
the
long
news.
one. Yeah.
I think that's the only interesting thing that happened to me in Mexico.
I'm hosting movies in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Wearing snow boots.
Wearing snow boots, you noticed that, yeah. I was going to make a joke about that. I was going to say, if you can't tell by my footwear, being a columnist isn't my day job.
So anyways, I shit my pants.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay.
I'm done.
Yeah. Let's be done with that.
But I actually did sort of shit my pants.
You didn't tell me about that.
Literally woke up, went to pee, and felt it peak, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I have to go. And then I like looked down, and I was like, oh fuck,
already did
a little bit, and need to complete this.
And then Danny sent us a picture of a candy cane log today. It's just not. It was not nice.
I shit out like a foot long shepherd's hook. Like, what do you call those shepherds?
I guess it's a shepherd's hook.
You could just call it.
It's called something.
You could call it the Leatherface meat hook.
No, it's called something. Shepherd's crook. That's what it was.
I was kind of disappointed in the lack of girth in that thing.
Yeah, it was kind of skinny.
There wasn't a lot of girth.
It
was one continuous,
candy cane
shepherd's
log.
crook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know how long it was going to be while you were down there? Like, did you intentionally not? Like cut it off?
No.
You're like, oh my God, I can't believe it's still happening.
I didn't even know till I got up. I stood up and wiped, and then I was turning. I was like looking down to throw the toilet paper into the toilet.
And you're like, I gotta.
And I paused. I was like, oh, don't throw that in there yet. I gotta take a picture of this thing.
I know how those
go. Send it to Rob and Scotty.
You gotta be proud of that shit, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways.
All right. The Stepford Wives, 1975 American science fiction horror film based on 1972.
Use the term horror very loosely.
Yeah. Well, it's still classified as horror on all the websites, but science fiction.
Well, wait. Let's back up. Would you call Get Out a horror movie?
I'd say more of a thriller. I'd say this is more of a thriller too.
Yeah.
I'm going to come out here and just say I couldn't stand Get Out. I thought it was terrible.
What's new?
And I've never seen it. So
what? You would like it? I think you'd like Get Out, Rob.
You can't stand any movie ever.
That's
a
not
very
true.
Short list, and they all star Kevin Costner.
Yes, it does. But I mean, like, no,
we got to have some controversy on the podcast, right?
I understand. I don't. They're not horror to me. It's like I'm trying to find the right word. It's like social justice horror or something like that. It's like people are mean and men have clubs and men want their wives to clean. You goddamn right I do, because I don't want to do it. Why? I hope there's a step for children too, because my children are useless. They're absolutely useless.
So you vibe with it a little bit, then. Right?
If I could put them in a Play-Doh machine or whatever they did to create the Stepford things, and they didn't eat. So you save money. I assume they don't eat.
I assume they don't sleep like Edward in Twilight.
Yes, and they don't do they do what you ask you to do. And then like this movie right here, I guess the guy was Disney, so he like figured out all of Disney's secrets to make animatronic people. But this is 1975, guys. That woman would weigh like 600 pounds. They didn't have like fiber optics and Bluetooth. You'd have to have Bluetooth. I'm almost certain you would have to have Bluetooth to pull this off.
Some technology to pull this off.
These guys are banging cold steel and like ceramic or something, man. Like, I feel bad for the husbands. They got completely ripped off by this guy.
Well, I think the fake vaginas are really nice,
state of the art.
So they made sure
they did. Imagine what latex was like in 1975.
We all know that it's almost impossible to bang an android because Tom Atkins didn't even do it.
Exactly.
He did do it.
He never even did it.
He did. The technology was there.
It wasn't there.
He did it. It was completely there.
The technology where they have dashboards with like just large buttons and lights and nothing else. It just looks like
the American automobile industry was not on the same level as Colonel Cochran. Is made very aware that was the case. No, I just want to. The creepiest part about this. No, I'm not. You won't interrupt me, Danny. The creepiest part about this movie was the black contacts in her eyes.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Like, didn't make any sense because if you got
she wasn't done
eyes,
yet.
She wasn't finished. She wasn't
yet. Complete.
I know, but wouldn't they be white?
Well, maybe they start black. I'm just saying Burt Young had a massive hard on the whole time while watching this film.
Dude, I must say,
a wife that he didn't have to slap, or if he could, she wouldn't care.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
I must say, for 1975, they got a lot of hot women to star in this. I mean, that was not lacking for this film. There was a lot of hot ladies, for sure, that were in a trance the whole time, which was kind of cool. And they did.
Did you know that the redhead, Charmaine, was Tina Louise, who was Ginger on Gilligan's Island?
I was reading about that. Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy.
Rob, you say that it's all pro-women, but when the film came out, there was a bunch of pro-women groups saying it was garbage because it was all pro-men.
Yeah, I had that as my note too. Do you guys think it's a pro-feminist or an anti-feminist film?
This is pro-feminism.
I think it's pro-feminism for sure.
Which I am a huge fan of, but I completely dislike. So
how does those don't even make sense?
That's a contradictory statement.
How can those two live in the same world?
Look, the point's not the subject, okay? It's an ever-evolving like ball of twine of thought.
Yeah, man.
That's just cascading through me at all times. No, it works for 1975 because it's like she's been married for 12 years, so that means she got married in 1963. So she's this ex-hippie who doesn't believe in bras, but she doesn't fucking need one. And it's just like this whole, my husband's moving me out of the city where life is fun and people dance with mannequins in the street. Shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to see that. Like, you just want to go to work and keep your head down and do what you're supposed to do. I don't want to see some douchebag with a mannequin in the street. It's not the husband's fault. I am defending Walter, or whatever the hell his name was.
Yeah,
Walter.
See, I watched the movie.
You actually watched the movie.
Wow. Clapping. There we go.
It was. I thought it was going to be like I guess more intense or creepier, but it was. I think they tried to do more of a psychological thing, and I mean, maybe there's more.
Definitely
boobs.
More psychological.
Yeah, this is 1970. Why couldn't we see Bobby's boobs?
Yeah.
You wanted to see Bobby's boobs? Probably.
Bobby's boobs.
Yeah. Paula Prentice played Bobby, and obviously Catherine Ross played Joanna. Peter Masterson was Walter. It's an Ira Levin novel, and that's he wrote she or he is Ira he or she?
It's he.
And he wrote Rosemary's Baby too, so it kind of had the Rosemary Baby vibe as well.
He's like the Paul Feig of the 1970s. Look, I understand women, but also I can be scary and creepy. And just fucking Rosemary's Baby was too. Cut her hair. Intruder was terrible. Bruce Campbell was a fucking
awesome.
lie. It was a lie from the beginning to the end.
Only for people who can't read into things.
Into things.
Apparently, hey, Rob.
It was on the cover, Danny. It was on the fucking movie poster.
Yeah,
Don't lie.
Only one you looked at. There were 2 movie posters right next to each other, and you just chose.
They did that to hype it up, and then the fans were let down. But at least they went to see it to make the film money. That's what they wanted to do there.
Danny was disappointed too. He just is being contradictory because I am all the time. So he just picked.
I knew what to expect. So I knew.
Because you Wikipedia'd it.
No, I just know. Well, sort of. Yeah, I saw someone post something on it. I didn't Wikipedia it. Someone made a post.
Well, Rob, I think you would have liked this movie better because originally it was a little more explicit and gory with the original screenplay that Bill Goldman wrote. But then the director, Brian Forbes, went in and changed it, felt it undermined the feminist themes of the rest of the movie, especially the very end. The very end, Bill Goldman wrote Joanna Robot violently kills the real Joanna in a bloody mess, but that was rewritten. So it would have maybe had some violent themes in it, but the director Brian Forbes, thought it undermined the feminist themes of the rest of the movie. So
I'm forgetting everything because we were supposed to cover this 2 weeks ago, and that's when I watched this.
I just watched
and
the documentary
too. Wasn't like
why didn't they just brainwash him? Why did they have to create animatronics? I can't get over
brainwashing's not foolproof. Why wasn't Brian De Palma involved somehow?
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the director, but apparently somebody claimed that they would walk away if they hired.
That was Goldman.
But then didn't they not use Goldman's screenplay anyways?
No, they did. But then Brian Forbes, the director, rewrote a bunch of it. But most of it was still his.
Also, something that changed was, and it was because of a casting decision. But originally, the Stepford Wives were supposed to be portrayed as Playboy bunnies.
Mm-hmm. I did see that.
Yeah, a lot more, buxom and big chest.
They were supposed to be women wearing miniskirts, but supposedly the director Brian Forbes cast his wife. So his wife was Carol, the first lady that we see.
Her name's Nanette Newman.
Yeah.
Carol Van Zandt is who she plays. Yeah.
Yeah. And
she's the early model.
Yeah. So
she
this
doesn't
changed
function quite as well.
Yeah, she's the one.
I just got to have that recipe, or I'll die.
Yeah,
I'll just die without that.
I'll just die if I don't get this recipe. I'll just die if I don't get this recipe.
If you're gonna quote it right. Way to go, Spotty.
I actually wrote it down. So because she said it so many times, dude, this is freaky.
Well, I mean, it was a good call to not use Brian De Palma, arguably one of the greatest directors of our time, because we would want to use the guy who made such stunning films as International Velvet.
Yes.
Sisters.
And The L-Shaped Room.
What
Brian De Palma it would have been just cocaine and heroin raining down from the ceiling on naked writhing
He was like
bodies.
Scarface, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's Brian De Palma.
And I think Al Pacino should have been
Al
in it.
Pacino pre-nose job in this, man.
And Michelle Pfeiffer.
No, but
skinny, coked up Michelle Pfeiffer too.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah,
not chubby Catwoman Michelle Pfeiffer.
So I think it would have been better with the miniskirts, I think, and the Playboy bunny model. But I guess Nanette Newman, it was Brian Forbes' wife, didn't have the figure for such reveal clothing. So then all the women were dressed instead in feminist and those long dresses, modest wardrobe type, which was still worked, but I thought it would have been better with the miniskirts and stuff, which they corrected in the remake. But I hear the remake didn't really. Everyone hates the remake. I hear the 1994.
It's a comedy. The remake's a comedy.
Oh, is it? Okay. Nicole Kidman, Bette Midler.
Did anybody else think it's strange that one of the things that made the girls extremely suspicious was that the gentleman and his wife were having hot sex in the middle of the afternoon? That's the most unheard of thing, that somebody would have amazing sex with their husband in the afternoon.
Well, and that he grabbed her titties out in the front yard.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
I mean, that's not out of the ordinary.
I mean, I like having sex in the middle of the afternoon. I mean, it's a
Oh, you're the master.
Yes. Yep.
they all snuck in. Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting kind of twist there too. I'm like, wait, that's before I kind of like really got I knew they were going to be like robots and stuff, and all transed are
Trans?
in a trans, but I didn't really catch on
you
until
say
that
in
scene.
A trans?
In a trans.
There we go. Okay. I mean, nothing against it, but I mean, oh my God, if they were transvestites, it probably would have been better. But I mean, like, okay, like, so here's what I'm, okay, you're these are rich guys. One's like a TV mogul, one's like a scientist. This guy's just like some plain Jane lawyer, but I mean, maybe he had like a big inheritance to afford to move in over here, to have these people build him a custom wife and all that. But it's like, why are they out grocery shopping and all this other stuff like that? Like, you're in this tiny little town. Like, why? It would just be funny to have, like, one guy, his fantasy is his wife is like a midget dominatrix. So they make him a little midget dominatrix wife. And then it's like, why do you even replace your wife? Why don't you just have him build you whatever you want to build? And you just like, honey, you still live in the city, but you're like, honey, I'm going to go to Stepford or whatever. I'm going to go hang out. And then, there, it's just, I mean, you could buy a sex doll online.
Like you could, like they could build you a Kevin Costner head on a Steven Seagal body.
No. It would just be Kevin Costner dressed up, looking just like Bull Durham with his cute little bomber jacket. And then we would have a farm
with a hard target haircut.
No, Kevin never wore a mullet. But anyway,
he just had his regular haircut.
And then we would like go there and like have weekends together. It's like, I'm going to go off with Kevin. And I would just say Kevin, because if I said Kevin Costner, people would get suspicious. But like, oh, where's Rob at? Oh, he's in the country with Kevin for the weekend. They're going fishing.
Kevin Seagal.
Yes, Kevin Seagal. I could. No, I still have to call him Costner.
Or Kevin Tilly.
Look, it's my fantasy. It's whatever I want it to be.
Yeah.
And nobody had to die. Why they have to kill the wives? Like, I don't. They're like, where are they putting these bodies?
Yeah, they're eating them. They're saving them for good meat.
Well, going back to what you said about them, him going through the motions of like grocery shopping and stuff. I honestly don't think Walter knew what was going on at Stepford.
I don't think he did either.
I thought that's why he moved there.
I don't think he did.
I think Stepford was just a nice area to move to. He goes to the meeting. No, he goes to the meeting the one night, and that night she flicks on the light and finds him sitting in the dark by himself having a drink. I think that's when he realized the truth.
Yeah, but see,
he wanted to get out of the city.
Maybe, but I don't know.
I think there was definitely a homeowners association application process before he ever bought the home, because like, if you're these guys in Stepford, you don't want outsiders coming in there. Like, you're trying to like assimilate everybody, So I think maybe he didn't know all the way, but like he definitely knew he had to kill his wife. Maybe he didn't know about the android part, but he definitely knew that he had to kill his wife, which I think he was okay with, because she was kind of lippy, to be honest.
You think she needed a backhand once in a while?
If Burt Young was there, they would actually, if Burt Young was there, they wouldn't even have had to move to Stepford.
If he was the husband.
Or James Brolin.
I don't know. James Brolin didn't command a room quite like Burt Young did.
Yeah, that was. I mean, when they got there, the husband didn't. It felt like he didn't know yet, because like, oh, I'm in this gentleman's club. It's kind of weird. And then they both agreed that like the people were dull.
I think he knew the whole time.
The women were dull. It didn't make me to believe until he was sitting in the dark for that scene. But I don't know. And then she started the women's club.
Do you guys? I brought this up in an article I wrote, but do you guys think that there's wife swapping going on in Stepford?
Oh yeah, there's got to be wife.
I honestly think
sure.
you would get bored of your Fisher Price wife, and you're like, look, my Barbie's blonde and yours is redheaded and plays tennis.
Yeah,
I want to try her.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why they had that.
But this is 1975, man.
Or in your case, Rob,
everywhere.
In your case, Rob, yours has a mullet and and no lower body flexibility as far as your Kevin Seagal. I want to try yours out.
It's like, hey, look, me and Kevin, we're kind of on the outs right now. I'd like to try, like, John Claude. Can I borrow your John Claude for the weekend?
Yeah.
No, I don't want the John Claude from Lionheart. I want the Hard Target John Claude.
Yeah.
Just put some Jerry curl in that.
Did you watch Knockoff yet with Rob Schneider?
No, I haven't watched that.
You got to
Good
watch it. It's
Lord.
hilarious.
All right, and I just sorry.
It's
I
on
don't
my
wanna get
list.
off.
I do want to watch it. I did watch the trailer for it. It looks friggin' awesome.
Yeah,
Anyways.
yeah. If I was one of these husbands, I don't know which one I'd pick, but I just have to go through all of them just to see which one's the best. I'm like, okay, I'd go with Carol, then I'd go over to whichever. I don't even know the other ladies' names. Marianne, Kit. I'm trying to look at the names here, but yeah, I think the guys definitely did some swapping. They had to, because the wives didn't know.
Yeah,
know
they
any
show
better.
a lot of. They show a lot of interest in her whenever they bring the men's association meeting back to their Walter's house, and she has to like serve them. It's like a cocktail party or whatever.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were all very. But then again, they could be going back to what the Rob said. They could be getting bored with their own wives, and because they're robots, and they're looking at this girl that has free will, and that's becoming attractive.
Yeah, Joanna.
That's becoming sexy.
Don't bring intellectual
They
quality
miss
to
it.
our podcast.
They
with
miss
your
that.
guest, Ty.
They missed the real human touch of Joanna. Yep.
No, that's probably true.
Oh.
That's probably true. What was I going to... Oh, I don't know. I just wrote this note. Fake gravestones? Where is she in the graveyard? They look like literally quarter-inch plywood gravestones.
I don't know when she.
I just forgot when she was in a graveyard at some point.
I can't remember. They must have been walking through a graveyard at
That
some
was just
point.
a note.
Is that when she met? Is that when she met Bobby? When Bobby comes walking up
Oh yeah, I
I
think
don't
so.
think that was in the graveyard. I think that's just out in the...
Out in the field,
Yeah.
or something?
they're
Yeah.
investigating Stepford.
A little trivia to test your knowledge here. The movers are talking about drinking beer. In what other film are the movers drinking beer?
That'd be
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. Damn.
Was it Hellraiser? Oh,
Yep,
I got it
Hellraiser.
wrong in my head. Then it is Hellraiser.
It's the first Hellraiser.
I thought it was
Hellraiser.
Amityville for some reason, but it is Hellraiser. Yes.
And they said, "I said we're
Way
not
to
allowed.
go, Rob.
We're not allowed to drink on the job. Only beer.
Yeah, only beer, bro.
Only beer,
Would you like a
brah.
drink?" And it appears that everyone drives an old Gran Torino station wagon. Like, you can't be a part of Stepford unless you have a station wagon.
Yeah, like Ford invested a lot in this movie. Everybody had some form of a Ford in this movie.
Oh, for sure.
It's the official car of Stepford.
Oh yeah, with the wood-sided plating and stuff.
I did watch. There's a documentary on YouTube. Can I just say these people didn't age well?
Well,
Oh,
The guy playing Walter is like
he's
he didn't even look like himself.
His head looks like a
You couldn't even
basketball.
tell it was him.
his head. He looks like just a big like smudge. I don't know.
and
He's actually Mary Stuart Masterson's father.
oh really?
Like,
I
I
don't know
think
who
that's
that
an
is.
actress
Oh.
that the Rob would be attracted to.
I don't know who
And-
that
and
is.
Mary
She's
Stuart-
a handsome woman.
Mary Stuart
Mary
Masterson.
Stuart Masterson. I've heard the name.
I don't know who that is.
She actually played one of their kids in Stepford Wives. She played
Yeah.
one of the little girls. So it might have been her movie debut.
She was in Fried Green Tomatoes, Rob. Did you ever see that?
No, I've never seen fried green tomato. Just because I live in the South doesn't mean I've seen like Steel Magnolias. Isn't that enough for you?
I'll have to look her up. I'll have to look her up.
Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
That's what is.
Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. That's the movie I know her from.
Masterson.
Oh, she's in that? No. I
Mary
just said that.
Ann
I didn't. She's not
Masterson.
in that. I just said that.
God, she looks like the blonde girl in.
I just
Midnight
said
in the
that
Garden.
because I figured it was a Southern movie.
Mary
that
Stuart
is a good
Masterson.
movie.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
Florida,
there she is.
I don't consider Florida the South. I think the South stops at Georgia. Florida's
No,
like a whole.
the South stops at Gainesville. Go to Gainesville. There's some rednecks in Gainesville. It's very southern.
What? Where Chip and Joanna live?
No, Chip and Joanna live in Waco, Texas.
Oh, I thought their shit's in Gainesville.
Pronounced Wacko.
The Postman. She's
God, well, I haven't seen any of her. I know her name, but I haven't. Dogtown. I think I saw Dogtown.
I don't know. I just thought
That's right. She was in The Postman.
Yeah, The Postman. I just said that.
which is a Costner movie.
See,
right?
it's Costner, right? Yeah, The Postman.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Though
It's so good.
I think.
Well, that was a tangent. Sorry, my fault.
Oh my God, my eardrums!
Moses, Lord
Fucking
above.
shit!
Oh,
Goodness
speaking of
gracious!
nipples, that means it's time
Joanna.
for the horror
Halftime.
All right. You know what? We have a lot of participants. This was about 2 weeks ago, but no one fresh. So we're not going to technically give away any prizes, but I do want to give an honorary horror freak of the week for my favorite meme. I think our collective favorite meme to Lance Dale for his Rob Pumpkin Spice Vape Baby meme.
It's hilarious.
So kudos to you, Mr. Lansdale, for your meme. Made us all giggle with excitement.
I did love the Freddy Torres face imposed Rob for baby and then Rosemary as well
Actually,
too.
yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was great.
So, yeah, the baby memes were awesome. So I'll just say that Lansdale's horror freak of the week, but he just doesn't get anything this time.
Oh, that's
It's not
kind of
Lance,
cheap.
It's Lance 2.
Lance 2? Oh.
Lance the sequel.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Lance 2. Got it.
Yeah, all right. These too many of these Lansdale and Wagner. There's no more Lances can join the group.
Otherwise we'll end up with Lance the Dream Master Dream Warrior.
Something.
Sorry.
Dream Warrior.
All right, so get your memes in next week from Stepford Wives. I don't know what we're covering next week yet. It better be good because it'll be after Halloween technically.
No, it'll be
right?
It'll be
or Wednesday is Halloween, right?
Yeah, we'll be doing an episode on Halloween.
Hopefully that works for everybody.
Well, we should go live, or you guys should. I don't want to be on.
Well, I will have you know that on Halloween, me and Scotty are going to see Bruce Campbell live in Denver.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. You guys are lucky.
Yes,
His
it's gonna
last
be awesome.
man standing show,
Yeah,
whatever the hell
I'm
that
sure
is.
he'll just show up the last 5 minutes.
Fear the
of
chin.
show.
Yeah,
Right.
that's funny.
So we'll see if we get that. I don't know if it would be awesome to go live. I don't know what Rob's schedule's like, but we could go live when we get home, like a late night live. If anyone,
We got to
Live.
do something really good for Halloween.
So-
I mean, it's got to be a great Halloween classic.
we'll see.
I'd say we all go see the new Halloween movie, but it's,
I already
it's
did.
terrible.
We'll talk
wouldn't
about that
waste
at the
your
end of the
time with it.
podcast.
Yeah, we'll talk about it at the end.
Yes.
All right,
It's
send in your
awful.
memes. That concludes the horror
Halftime. So you're saying that the documentary, some of these guys did look older.
They all look
ladies.
horrible.
Paula Prentice, who plays Bobby, she kind of looks like Gina Davis. Do you guys notice that?
Yeah, she definitely. You're right. In
Total
in
Gina-
the Stepford Life, the documentary she did.
I'm like, is that Gina? Oh wait, no, that's not Gina Davis. That's Bobby, the girl that plays Bobby. And then Catherine Ross she just has blonde hair and aged with wrinkles. But that's what happens when you get old, right? So apparently Diane Keaton was up for the role. I guess Brian Forbes really wanted her to play Joanna, but she said she accepted the part. She went home and took the script to her analyst, and the analyst got bad vibes on it. So she called back Brian Forbes and declined playing the part.
Fuck is an analyst for your
I don't know.
people have script analysts?
Psychologist,
Good
psychiatrist,
Lord.
or
Yeah.
psychologist, I think.
And then Gene Seberg was his second choice. I have no idea who that was, but she was a famous actress back in the 70s. And she died of a suicide before he could ask her to play the part.
I thought he did ask her, and she said no because she's going through all that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then eventually committed suicide.
That's right. Okay.
She was going through being turned into a robot.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, that's
exactly.
all that, yeah.
That's what really happened. It wasn't a drug overdose.
Yeah.
And then ultimately they got Catherine Ross to play it. So pretty cool.
Do you remember from the documentary how Peter Masterson was talking about how the original screenwriter and him were
Oh yeah, Goldman.
pretty much committing
friends.
like Hollywood espionage, where the screenwriter or the director was telling him what to do, even though he wasn't the hired director. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
He was doing it behind Brian Forbes' back. Like Brian Forbes would like block a scene and do it, and then Peter Masterson would call Goldman and be like, "Hey, we're doing this scene, and I know you wrote this way, but do you have any pointers and this and that?" And then he'd like bring it up to Forbes, not letting him know that he just talked to Goldman about it. So that I think that kind of caused some stress on set too.
Yeah,
he was pulling the puppet strings.
Yeah,
it's very fitting for the movie if you think about it.
Yeah,
he was the puppet master per se.
Oh, don't even say it.
No, yeah, per se. If you want to go there,
every time I'll have to watch another one.
He was the Toulon of this movie set.
Yes,
the kind Hugh Jackman.
This was filmed in a variety of towns in Southwest Connecticut, primarily. In Darien, Westport, and Fairfield. There was no sets built. It was all filmed on location at actual places. So perfect lawns, houses and stuff. I guess Brian Forbes really wanted the thriller in sunlight instead of the old technique, with the dark house and whatnot. So that kind of was unsettling a little bit too. I don't know. Even though but it was all like bright and colory, and then the music.
It wasn't unsettling.
Yeah,
well, see, it was just
weird. It was just weird, not unsettling, but weird.
That's kind of like an Ira Levin who wrote the novel. That's like his thing, is taking horror and putting it, in the suburbs or next door, or, instead of out far off places, or it's very tangible.
Yeah. It was definitely.
What was the budget?
I didn't see a budget on here.
I thought they mentioned one, but maybe they didn't. I don't know.
It didn't. I mean, the box office was $4 million, but they didn't really do a big release for it in theaters.
They were saying that it did sort of bomb because of this whole feminist movement at the time, and people thinking that it was anti-feminist because of the men.
Yeah, how dumb were those feminists that they thought it was an anti-feminist?
I don't really see that.
Clearly a pro-feminist film.
And that's what all the cast and crew, thought it was pro-feminist, but apparently other people didn't, and critics didn't. And I guess the director got hit over the head with a umbrella during a promotion for the movie. Some crazy lady went in. But yeah, and then therefore, since the U.S. box office release didn't do that great, then the U.K. didn't do a big release on it. But it has since, gained recognition for being a cult film. So, yeah.
Yeah.
How could you? I love the scene actually when Joanna's, she's freaking out. The husband took the kids to the big mansion that all the guys own and bone all the wives at. And then she freaks out and goes to Bobby's house. Bobby has now turned. She's a fucking robot now. She's turned. She was even the first one to. She was like more even wanting to get out of Stepford than Joanna was. And then Joanna goes in. She's covered in like the rain. She's all soaking wet. And actually, I like that scene where she brings out the knife. See, I bleed. I bleed. Yeah. And then she just stabs her in the stomach, and nothing happens.
I was only trying to give you coffee.
Yeah.
She malfunctioned.
He does the robot very well. I'll give that to Paula.
How could you do a thing like that when I was just going to give you coffee?
I will say that for all the technology they have, these things have a lot of bugs and seem like they go wrong pretty easily. You just stab them with like a small knife or
give them alcohol.
Yeah, give them alcohol.
Well, that's because they're running on Android software and not Apple.
I see.
Their fucking Bluetooth was glitching out.
There wasn't Bluetooth in 1975. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know what it is, Danny? They were running on CenturyLink.
That's what it was. That's
Century stink.
Dealing with their signal. Fuck CenturyLink.
I just switched to Xfinity, by the way. Fun fact.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I did.
I wish I had
right in Danny's face.
The ability to have Xfinity, like all you elitists.
Yep, that's us.
What do you have, Ty?
Comcast.
So you have Xfinity.
That's Xfinity.
It's the same thing. Comcast Xfinity.
What's wrong with you, Danny?
I don't have it out here.
You should have checked before you moved.
I know.
I bet you the Thompsons had it back when Lions.
They probably did have it in Lions.
Well, not anymore. Not after the flood.
Yeah, after the flood had knocked out their whole infrastructure. Yeah.
Apparently,
and I don't know if they get satellite internet. It's really close to them. It's like right at the base. Of the
I bet
mountains.
you Xfinity will get up here soon.
I don't know. Hopefully.
Apparently, Jordan Peele, obviously who wrote Get Out and became a successful movie, his favorite movies were The Stepford Wives and Rosemary's Babies, and he openly acknowledged in interviews that these two movies helped him write Get Out, and were very.
You mean helped him rip off?
Yeah, exactly.
How does
influenced
how
him a
does
lot?
Rosemary's Baby help him write any part of Get Out?
I don't know.
No, not Rosemary's Baby. The Stepford.
It was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
The Stepford Wives. Oh no, yeah. So the Stepford Wives he was influenced by it.
Okay, it is common knowledge that the plight of the upper middle class white woman is on par with the plight of African American men.
Yes.
So it was a very, very easy leap for Jordan Peele to make.
Yes, because I know that middle-aged housewives get pulled over randomly, just like
we just don't hear about it, man. We just don't hear about
Right.
it. That's all there is to it.
Right. Wow.
How about the line? I don't want to squeeze the Charmin. You guys, that was probably my favorite.
Oh yeah, that's what Bobby said, right?
Yeah, she said it in reference. You know, that's. I guess that was a commercial for Charmin, like squeeze the Charmin or whatever.
Yeah, it's so soft you got to squeeze it.
Yeah, it was a television advertisement for Charmin, which was heavily promoted in the 1970s. So it was probably like a big laugh back then.
Product placement.
Yep.
Yeah, Ford
like
and Charmin.
Just like Rob on the news with his blue slushy.
I gotta see this.
It would have been product placement with my cult classic horror hoodie, but somebody has yet to send me one.
Maybe you should grow some pride and buy one.
I will only buy one if my discount is affordable, like nothing.
Oh,
like
see, whether you buy it or you get it sent to you. See, if you buy it, you're just paying for it. If I send it to you, I have to pay for it personally. Why should I have to pay for your hoodie?
It'll be an early Christmas present.
Oh, you did send me presents last Christmas.
Yeah,
I did. I sent
awesome.
you a toilet light. I sent you a toilet light last year.
But after I changed the battery once, it didn't. It just went haywire. It doesn't work anymore.
Well, it's probably because you peed on it. Okay?
No, I'm sure pee got on it, but I've washed it a couple times. And I changed the battery, and the thing didn't work anymore.
I'll send you another one. Is Scotty's still working?
Mine still works.
Yours? Did you change the battery?
I haven't changed the battery yet.
I don't know. I changed the battery to stop working. Like it just didn't function right.
How much use are you getting out of your toilet light?
You probably pooped on it.
Let's just say that there was a shit splatter on it for about 3 weeks straight.
So that's what did it. Your shit kills babies.
Your Gaines diet that you were on killed the fucking toilet light.
Now
I
have
still got mine, and my favorite color is purple.
No, I need one bad. I need one bad. I struggle to find the bathroom, and then I blind myself when I go pee.
Yeah, just like the infomercial says.
Exactly.
I'll send you another one. I have your address.
All right. Once I get the toilet light, maybe I'll send out a hoodie.
All I'm saying is that I got your child. It's something to do with
Alabama beanie and mittens.
Yeah, but she's probably grown into them now because I heard they were far too large.
Yes, they may fit now. I don't know. She has too much shit. So I had to see if that was. Let's be passed down to Elliot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I sent you something too after you sent me that shit. I know I did. Did I not?
I got my Broncos hoodie that.
Didn't
Rob
I send you something?
No.
Well, I sent you the poolside zip-up hoodie.
Yes, you did, but I'm just saying that I would like a gold classic horror one. I even sent your wives beautiful gift baskets.
Yes, and we have taken a bath together with those beautiful bubbles.
I think this was back when we both had some money.
Yes, I know.
So nice.
I'm using it against you now.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was going to say that I was upset I didn't get a toilet light, but
yeah. Yeah.
They're really nice when you have to wake up in the middle of the night and you don't want to turn the bright light on to blind you. You just
I
go.
was bummed out. We almost went to see Ty on our road trip.
Ah, yeah, no. We should have.
So close.
It was close. We just didn't do it.
Where'd y'all go?
Well, we were gonna play in New York a couple shows, and but then we decided to cancel those and head home because they weren't looking too promising, and Ty would have been on the way.
Aw.
So
And I had a theater and a venue. So
not for us to play.
you could have played. We talked about it.
What? Nah, I don't think you confirmed that we could play.
Well, I was like pretty sure you could, and I said if you couldn't, we could just watch a horror movie at the theater.
We
But
could have just hung out.
We don't get
but
paid
you didn't
for
end up
watching.
coming. It's all right.
Next time we'll come through.
I wasn't even invited.
You weren't even on the same text thread.
You don't even
You
go
weren't
anywhere.
on tour with them.
When we're like 4 hours from your house, you don't even come see us.
Okay,
Yeah.
my house to
Yeah,
Orlando
yeah,
is to
I'm-
drive through hell. It is through absolute hell. You don't come to Tallahassee. We have a regional airport.
Oh,
that
that's
you
like
could-
triple the cost of the Orlando airport.
dude. My ticket from Tallahassee to Denver was like $1,200.
That's ridiculous. That's why you have to drive to Orlando to fly to Denver for sure.
Yeah, like even Google Trips was like, but you could save like $900 if you drive to Orlando to fly to
Yeah,
Denver.
that's a no-brainer right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should have met me in Anna Maria Island. That would have been awesome.
Are you closer to Orlando or Atlanta?
Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah.
How close are you to Atlanta?
I'm probably about 3 hours from Atlanta. I'd say 3.
All right, next
pretty
time.
close to the
next
border.
time, I was just down there for an audition not too long ago. So next time I'm down there, we're at the do it in the butt.
Yes, of course.
I do know that the Rob is very passionate about his anger with Florida traffic, because when I was on my way down to Key West, I think I messaged you when we broke, or it might have been when we were going to Disney, but either way, I think I messaged you when we broke Florida, and I was like Jacksonville sucks, and you were like fucking 95.
Yeah, I know. I know how
95.
I know how terrible. I know these roads. I've surveyed most of the interstates over here.
Yeah,
It's awful.
you just stand on a high hill and watch for hours on end.
That's right. I just survey the land and just like, that's a road. That's a road right there.
With your
guys.
little camera.
With your camera. It's not a camera.
It's not a camera. Okay.
Can it determine azimuth?
Yes, it determines azimuth. It determines bearings, slope distance, horizontal distance, vertical distance, and vertical angle. It computes all of those. You know what? I'm not going to get into it.
Can it determine asthma?
Aren't you given an inhaler for azimuth?
I know, I was joking.
All right, let's. I don't
What
have.
I do is important, damn it. I am an important person.
That's
I was
why-
on the news.
That's why we get. That's why we get pictures daily of random alligators and foliage.
Dude, yeah, no, I mean, alligators, like, once you go south of Gainesville, alligators in Florida are like fucking squirrels. They're everywhere. It's like not a big deal at all to see an alligator. You and Scotty need to come down and like do one of those airboat trips, and we could just put y'all off in the Everglades somewhere instead of
Alligator Alley.
Yeah, instead of the 14ers, and let y'all roam around Alligator Alley. We got pythons now.
I went to
Pythons
Gatorland.
are now a Florida thing. That's not the same thing. You need to be out there one-on-one with the gator.
Okay,
And-
I definitely will.
I'm not venturing into no freaking anaconda type area.
It'd be tight
down
to
there.
see it. That'd be cool to see like a wild,
right.
alligator or anaconda.
All right, hold on a second. I have nothing more to say about Stepford Wives.
I have 2 more things, and that's it.
I have one more thing. You go first, Scotty.
Sure. Yeah. Did you guys know Charmaine's maid? Do you guys recognize the little blonde or middle-aged girl? Who that was?
Yeah.
Dee Wallace.
D. Wallace.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Yeah,
Was it?
that's Dee Wallace
I did
right
not
there.
know that.
An actual scream queen. Not
Before
like
she got
Jamie Lee Curtis.
before she got big, and obviously E.T. and all her other Cujo, blah blah blah.
How? Cujo?
Yep. And apparently, one of the reasons why the remake wasn't successful is because the wives' brains the wives' brains have a controlling computer chip inserted and are then placed in the robotic bodies. Although they're not actually killed, as in the original, they're not really themselves again when the chips short out. So they're still inside robot bodies. I guess people had a problem with that version, and the logic didn't add up, so it like fucked everything over. So like, this is stupid. So that was a big controversy with critics, I guess.
The remake flipped the script in the sense that I believe at the very end you find out that Christopher Walken's character is also a robot, and that Bette Midler was the mastermind. I'm not positive, but
Yeah.
I think that's how that one ended, which is totally against the original story. And
I think they also.
Yeah, see, so it's screwed with
Matthew
it.
Broderick was in the remake, and he's so handsome.
oh,
He's okay.
I think they also clarify at the end of the remake that Tom Atkins never has banged an android.
That's not
Yeah, I
true.
saw that. It's at
I
the
did
end
see
of the
that.
credit.
I did see
hasn't-
that.
It hasn't been confirmed or denied that Tom Atkins 100% slept with an android.
It was in the
We're
remake.
going to interview him someday.
Yes, we will. Him and Thornbury.
yeah, I'll work on that one. All right,
Yeah.
so the
People are-
only one the two things I had left are one thing. Possibly this was possibly ripped off of Ray Bradbury's story called Marionettes Inc.
Oh, yeah.
Which I've read a lot of Ray Bradbury. I haven't read that one, so I need to find that to see if this was a complete ripoff or whatnot. And the other thing is, it also bears a striking resemblance to a Twilight Zone episode where, maybe that is Marionette Inc. There's a Twilight Zone episode where kids get to make a nanny. They go to like a store and they pick out the eyes and what her voice will sound like and everything. Very similar.
Yeah.
All right.
And then like the Marionettes Inc. is where like the guy does like he makes replica robots of himself and his wife, and then they end up like killing him and his wife and carry on as robots.
Sort of like
Yeah.
a puppet master.
Damn it! No,
Exactly.
this movie is close. It has some puppet mastery in it.
Oh,
But
don't
it's-
even say that. Don't.
No, you can't compare. This is much better than any of the Puppet Masters, that's for sure.
Look, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that Puppet Master 3 was better than this movie.
No, I don't know about that.
I don't think any of them, except for Littlest Reich, could make it
Littlest
better.
Reich, they're all. That's those. God, those are the fucking worst, man.
I know.
Oh, I'm never letting anybody vote on a movie again. So help me God, they ruined it. That's why democracy doesn't work. Right there. This is an absolute example of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I voted for Puppet Master not realizing how many there were.
Yeah.
Like, I had seen the first Puppet Master. I liked it. I probably had seen a sequel, but that was a terrible just month. It was
Yeah.
longer.
We all got through it
was
together.
terrible.
We all got through
we
it
did.
together.
We pulled through together.
Well, not really. Rob only watched half of them.
I mean, but
But
that was a lot.
that was a
a
lot.
lot for me. Okay, like that. Hey, I watched this movie.
There are fans who went through twice as much as you did with us in that.
I mean, but it's their fault. Like, I mean,
All right.
I didn't vote for Puppet Master, and as much as Lance Wagner keeps trying to say that he put out Slumber Party Massacre or whatever, he did, but it was through his colluding that we got the Puppet Masters. I feel that he does it just to torment me.
yeah, of course. That was his goal.
That's what he does. Just like he's gone and seen the new Halloween like 4 times in 2 days. Not because it's good, but because he knows that it irritates me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the only reason. Yep.
That's why I bought Captain Ron on DVD.
Son of a bitch. There's no way.
I sent you a picture of it in my Walmart cart. And
I
was
know,
like,
but you didn't have to buy it. The picture was enough. You could have just taken a picture of it and putting it back in the discount bin.
I wanted to watch it. And how did you know it was in the discount bin?
Captain Ron.
It's in the discount bin.
And I bet you were wearing sweats and snow boots when you bought it.
And it probably took you at least 20 minutes to dig for it, and you finally found it.
Yeah.
He saw a picture of Captain Ron on the side of the discount thing, like on the display, and just kept digging till he found it. Like,
Yeah, it's in here somewhere.
Well,
Lay off me.
maybe that should be our segue into what did you watch?
Let's do it. All right, we all watched Halloween.
I did watch Halloween.
Me and Danny went to see it in theaters.
Yep.
RPX.
I thought it was pretty good.
Ty, you saw
it yet.
Ty, you haven't seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
Of course, Rob doesn't like it. Why would Rob like it? Why? Why would he?
I mean,
Why? Yeah, I mean, that's a given.
One, Jamie Lee Curtis is awful. Two,
we know you don't like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Everybody's drooling about this new John Carpenter score. It just was like the Halloween score with dubstep introduced into it in places.
Which is cool.
It's no.
I like the score.
Dubstep's not cool. It's never cool. It's dubstep's awful. And like, I mean, I didn't like it.
All right, let me just say that I don't like Jamie Lee Curtis that much either. Laurie Strode, her character in this wasn't my favorite. There were some weird choices in it, but overall, I thought the kills and the effects and the amount of brutality sort of made up for everything else.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
I would have to rewatch Rob Zombies just to make sure, but this might be the most brutal Michael Myers we've ever seen.
Yeah,
but the ending was so stupid.
Was there a twist?
It was dumb.
Like,
we can't tell. Ty, plug your ears.
Yeah, no. The ending.
No.
There's no twist. Let's just say, as happens with all these damn movies, they could have easily just made sure he would never come back again, but they end it in such a way that I don't know. Did he die? Did he not die? When they could have just decapitated him.
I thought the ending was a little abrupt. You know. It could have kind of drawn out a little bit more. Which would have been nice.
It was written by Danny McBride, right?
He was the co-writer.
He was one of the writers, yes.
Yeah, I'm
comedy aspects, or was it a straight
no, it's straight horror.
There's a couple little
horror has comic relief because it makes the scares more powerful, but could you tell that it was a comedy writer? Or?
No. I mean, between like the high school kids and like the doctor, there was some comedic stuff, but other than that, it was pretty straight horror.
Yeah.
I think Danny McBride had as much influence in this movie as he did in Alien Covenant. When everybody was talking about Danny McBride's involved in Alien, it's just
he was just in it. I thought.
Yeah, no, I mean, but no, that's what he's just there. He's just a name on it. I guarantee John Carpenter had a lot more to do with this writing than
I read that Danny and whoever the director was basically wrote this whole thing.
Yeah, but it's not the worst Halloween because my God, there are some terrible ones. But then again, that's like people are all out here like, oh, this is the third or fourth best Halloween. That's like being the smartest kid with Down syndrome. It's like, oh,
I like using that reference a lot.
Well, it's because it fits so well. It's
from Waiting, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It is from Waiting. It is. I love that movie.
Yeah.
There's a movie I like. I like that movie. But no, it's
Justin Long.
No. It's because Ryan Reynolds is.
Reynolds is. I love.
Oh my God, just guys.
Yeah, but you don't get to see his abs. Or what the?
No, but you get to see. But you get to see the V when he's like walking around showing his balls.
It also has Dane Cook in it, who is like slightly less attractive Ryan Reynolds.
Yes,
he is, but Dane Cook is like massively less successful Ryan Reynolds now.
Well, he could have been, but I don't know what happened. I literally don't know what happened to Dane Cook.
He got washed up.
That he was ripping off people's. It got exposed that he was ripping off a lot of people's material, namely Dimitri Martin.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, like, Joe Rogan blew him up about ripping off everybody's material, and then I think it was his brother stole like $5 million from him.
Oh shit! All right,
bankrupted him, which he deserved.
All right.
But
the funniest thing to come out of the Dane Cook thing was that it's not funny that his parents passed away, but his parents passed away, and I guess somebody commented that he's so bad at comedy, his parents died just to get away from him.
Oh my God, that was a good one.
God, that's ridiculous. No, but going back to Halloween, I thought it was good. And like I'm I don't mind Jamie Lee Curtis, but it was kind of cool to see her as kind of like the badass figure.
That's what I didn't think was cool.
But like the concept of it, like Laurie Strode back in 1978, harmless little girl that couldn't hurt a fly, and now she's like doing this.
Well, but she's overdone it. She's spent her entire life.
It might have been a little
prepping
overdone
for something that may never happen, and then when it does happen, it's just. I mean, I'm not giving anything away, but like literally, the first time Myers shows up outside her house, she's holding a fucking 12 gauge shotgun in her hand, but she just locks the door and runs away. Like, walk out the front door and walk up to him and blow him right in the face. You know.
And one, you don't want a shotgun. There's no range.
There's no
You're
logic.
looking for logic in Halloween 2018. Like that, it's just not going to happen.
I'm just saying that if I were writing this thing, it would. I would not have that in there. Like I would have that he snuck up, or I wouldn't have her seeing him through a window while holding a 12 gauge, and then her not engaging him while because she has these like bright stadium lights on, so it's not like he's going anywhere. He's in the middle of the yard. There's nothing around him to hide behind. He's right there. You have a shotgun. Just walk right out front and blow his head off.
But that's not how she wanted to do it. She had the whole house set up and trapped. She wanted to kill him inside the house.
Yeah, it was dumb. It was like Home Alone. Like if he would have had a shotgun and he could have just gone out and killed the robbers, but instead he's like, no, I built all these traps for a reason, so I have to lure him in and have a good time.
No, and then, like I said, the ending, the way that it ended was just, I didn't like it. It just didn't work. And then you could tell they had like a couple of really cool scenes, and then they just kind of like filled it in with, like you said, like, well, she sees him but doesn't shoot him, and then the house full of booby traps. And they made her. I mean, she didn't. I mean, honestly, this movie would have made the money it made without her.
Yeah.
What's really the coolest part about this movie is that Myers is played by the original guy that played Michael Myers,
Nick Castle.
Nick Castle. And the best part, hands down, without a doubt, the best part of this movie is Nick Castle's Instagram. When he's like on like a jazzercise treadmill, he's like, "Yeah, I gotta get into shape." That's like the best part.
Get into shape. Get it.
Yeah.
Get into shape.
Yeah,
I didn't even like the mask. Like, I mean,
I love the mask. I thought the mask was awesome. I just want to say that Jamie Lee Curtis was not necessary, and you go through most of the film seeing how psycho she is about prepping and how she's gotten her house all ready and has no relationship with her daughter because she spent her life trying to be hard on her daughter and prep her for this one night that probably in most likeliness would never happen, except they made a movie, so it had to happen, you know. And you just think she's this crazy fucking psycho the whole time. Like, no one would prep just in case a serial killer got loose and just in case you got him to your house somehow, you know. And so then when that night happens, you know, I think the writers were expecting us to be like, oh, see, she's the smart one. She prepped this much and she's ready. And so see, the whole family doesn't think she's crazy anymore. But honestly, I would be like, no, you're still a crazy fucking bitch. It's just die. It's not worth wasting 40 years of your life with no relationship with your family to prep them for one night that might happen.
My whole thing is I'd say like a tenth of the money that she spent prepping on all this, she could have just paid. She could have just paid another prisoner to kill him.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
No, she won't have
like a carton of chocolate milk and some cigarettes.
No one's going to kill Michael Myers.
You probably could have got him killed.
Yeah, hasn't she seen Sons of Anarchy?
Yes, I don't know. Has she?
Sorry,
she probably doesn't because she just sits there.
Charlie Hunnam's magnificent.
Not having seen it, I was really interested in it. If it is like a huge spoiler, do they reveal how he was apprehended after the events of the first one?
No.
They don't.
He's just in prison.
Look, it's this, and I like Jason Blum
or whatever.
Jamie Lee Curtis being in this movie, it's just it's a money grab. It's for a whole bunch of people to say, we're watching Jamie Lee Curtis 40 years later in Halloween. Oh, it's like, shut the fuck. It doesn't matter. One, who cares? We watched Halloween for Michael Myers. Nobody is like, Halloween Part 6 wouldn't be what it is without Paul Rudd. Nobody cares about the supporting cast. Nobody cares. It's like the same thing. Why everybody applauded Rob Zombie? Oh, Rob Zombie! One, it was brutal, it was awesome, and then everybody, yeah, but look, he brought Danielle Harris back. Who cares?
I was just excited about Trejo.
Yeah, Danny Trejo is awesome. But it's just one of these things. It's like you didn't have to have her in it, but you wrote so much. I would have much rather them taken the time to have wrote other stuff for a different set of characters instead of trying to focus on Laurie Strode. And one, who gives a shit that he's coming back? Like, why would he even come back for her? Why didn't she move? Why isn't she like in Utah somewhere? Like, if she's a real doomsday prepper, why doesn't she have like 500 acres in the middle of nowhere in like one of those like half above ground, half
she wanted to kill him.
Bunk?
She wanted to be the one to kill him. That's all.
Well, then cool.
She was waiting for him.
Which is why I say, well, cool. Then walk out the front door.
They wrote that whole thing. They wrote that whole thing. They wrote that whole thing for that stupid line. Like, I've been waiting 40 years for him to escape.
Yeah, I was wishing for this day. Why would you do that? You
want him to escape so I could kill him. Oh, so bad.
Yeah. Why would you wish a thing like that?
And so then you think when he's standing out in the front yard, you just go, see, this is why I love movies like Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Yeah, because he kills him.
Because there's no skirting around the fact he just fucking wrecks people on sight.
Yeah,
because like Cell Block 99, if it was written by these type of people, would be like, no, he does make it out because he keeps the guy hostage and then he negotiates with Don John. No, he's like, Don Johnson's like, your time's almost up, and he's like, I'll be finished in a minute, as he's just crushing the dude's head into the ground and then scraping it back, peeling off all of his nose, teeth, and everything. It's so awesome.
I will end the Halloween discussion though by saying that although all those complaints we just brought up, I still feel like it was a good movie because I feel like Nick Castle, Michael Myers was just unforgivingly brutal and was nonstop the whole time. Like he didn't. It was Jamie Lee Curtis who was unsure and not killing him when she could have. His character the entire time was constantly moving forward and killing literally anything in his path.
With
this movie
hammers, with his famous knife.
Yeah, with any tool that he could grab, he was literally just fucking.
And then the famous people posting them up on the wall, and so there was a lot of great effects.
So that was cool.
I like the score, which was still.
I think it was a good movie. I think we could have done with a lot less Laurie.
Yeah.
I think we could have done with a lot less nods to the other movies. Like, we get it. We're here watching this because we know about the other movies.
You did like the nod to Halloween 3, though, right?
Of course, because that's a cult movie. I kind of dig that. But this movie would have been perfect if she was chasing him, all this stuff was happening, he's killing people, and then he gets to her house, it's at the end, and we're all expecting the house of naughty tricks and all this stuff to happen, and she cuts him in two with that 12-gauge shotgun and just stands, cuts him in two, walks over, pulls his mask off, and literally watches him die.
Yeah.
That would have been awesime. That would have been, you know what I mean? That would have been like Cell Block. That would have been super brutal.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good movie.
I loved when Michael Myers just fucking smashed the doctor's face in with his foot.
That was cool.
That was badass.
Brain matter.
Or his whole head. Yeah.
All right. Well, we all watched that. Did anyone else want? Or sorry, Ty. Go.
Well, but to close that out, I think we should give a shout out to Mace in Your Face for that awesome.
Oh yeah, the whole Halloween death thing.
The Halloween.
I didn't even pay. Did Tamara win? I didn't.
Tamara won. Yeah.
Tamara Glenn won.
Tamara Glenn won.
It's all collusion. Everybody knew she was going to win from the beginning. My votes were completely ignored throughout the entire contest.
No, but definitely a shout out to David Mays for putting that together and doing, Michael Myers victims countdown.
Mace rocked it.
So that was awesome.
It made the wait for. it made the wait a lot more tolerable for people for the
exactly.
film.
Yeah.
He did time it perfectly. I mean, he set the number of victims to the number of weeks.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Really.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Now Tamara owes him a sexual favor, and kudos to him.
And one other thing that was
Mason, your face. I have her number, so hit her up.
I kind of did like. Last thing about Halloween, how it started off with the podcasters investigating Michael Myers. Because they were podcasters.
Yes, and it did start out
like we are,
and it did start out with original credits too. So that was cool.
So,
anyone watch anything else?
I watched The Nun finally. I
haven't seen it.
Any good?
I liked it. It was a little hyped up for me, but I still liked it. I wouldn't go as far as to say it was better than The Conjuring, but I still liked it. It was still had some good jump scares, and the music, the soundtrack was awesome. I thought it kind of ended short though. I wanted a little more after it ended though.
What else?
I watched Freddy 3 Dream Warriors as well.
Dream Warriors, that's a great one.
Watched it. It was on TV, so I'm like, I gotta watch this. So I had to sit down and watch that. And I did watch The Conjuring. Again with my little sister-in-law. She was freaked out. So yeah, that was mine. I got a lot.
It's nice that it's October, because now we're all everybody actually did watch a horror movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I did. I was in Mexico.
Well, you're in Mexico. They don't celebrate Halloween, do they?
No, they do. There was some Halloween shit going on. Yeah, all I did was because I had the damn kids the whole time, but I did manage. I've been watching the Punisher episodes on Netflix, so I watched a few of those, and no horror yet though. I had to watch a movie with Shannon last night, so I couldn't do horror. I just watched the second Kingsman, which was all right.
You gotta go watch The Nun.
I know. So no, nothing. I need to. I know, Rob. I need to watch Haunting of Hill House. Everyone says it's amazing.
Oh my god! I watched the whole season in one day.
That's the Netflix series, right?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah. I need to watch in one sitting.
Oh yeah, in one sitting.
How many episodes are there?
I don't 11 or 12.
So you sat down for like 12 hours.
Yeah, it was a long day. It ended like at 4:30 in the morning.
It's good though. It's really good.
Oh, I wept. I cried. It was so.
Jesus,
it's not.
It's sad.
It's not. I'm not telling you. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
But it's not terror. I hate that. I hate that all these things are. Oh my God, Haunting a Hill House is so scary. People puked. It's like it's not scary. It's a really, really good paranormal ghost story. It's a great haunted house / kind of mystery thing. It was done really well. It was incredible. It was actually it's probably hands down the best thing I've watched all year. It's awesome.
All right.
And then what else did I watch?
Yeah, I'm watching some of American Horror Story right now because my wife wants to finish it up. But it's still good. It's nice and gory.
Are you watching the new one?
I'm not watching the new one. I actually never finished it. We're watching Hotel right now.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty.
I don't
good.
like the new one.
I heard some different conflicts about the new one, so I'll have to get to that.
I'm kind of like the Rob in the sense that I haven't liked any of them since the first season.
The first
I like the first
second
season
are the only good ones to me.
Yeah,
I haven't watched.
Hotel's pretty good. It's really gory, but other than that, I like the first and second one the most so far.
I will say when I watched Kingsman 2 last night, they put a couple guys in a meat grinder and have no blood, and that really pissed me off.
Oh, what? See, I hate
just
that.
want to say that. Just if you're going to put someone in a meat grinder, there needs to be a shit ton
gotta
of
be blood.
What else did you watch, Rob, besides The Haunting of Hill House? Anything?
I watched The Haunting of Hill House.
There's got to be a Friday the 13th in there.
Oh, yeah. I think I watched like Friday the 13th Part 3 again.
Nice.
Oh, I went back and watched like Halloween Part 1. I rewatched Bone Tomahawk a little bit during the Facebook watch party. Which God, Bone Tomahawk's still so fucking good, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I love
really
it.
good.
Love it.
I went back and rewatched the Matthew Fox losing his hand scene.
I fucking love
I
that
rewound
scene.
that like 8 times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
10
so did
times.
I still have to rewind it every single time
fucking
I
good.
see it because it happens. It's the way that they shot it. It's like it's just so happenstance.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
There's no
It just-
sound.
it
It's
just
just
happens.
it's just the sound of it happening. There's no like
in any
music.
in any other movie, they would focus and you would know. It's just like, and it does. It's like no sound, but it's just like a thwack.
Yeah.
And then you don't see his hand come off. They shoot the angle to where you see it laying there, but it hits like a clean cut, and then the blood boils. Oh, dude, I don't know. I watched it, and like you said, no sound, no buildup. All of a sudden, a rock hits the guy's head, and then the arrow, and then the hand, and
Yep.
now
it's
I
beautiful.
didn't rewatch the wishbone scene.
No.
but I did. I rewatched the Matthew Fox hand scene. I don't know how. Where's Matthew Fox?
That's what I want to know.
I just
That's
love
what
him.
I want to know. I love
Dude
him.
Killed it. Oh, he killed it in that movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
killed it. I love him.
He needs to do more westerns. I do too.
What else? I watched Apostle. It's a Netflix movie. It takes place in
I heard somebody talking about that
Yeah,
on
it
another
take-
podcast.
what other podcast are you listening
What are you
to?
doing?
What the fuck?
I'm not going to mention any names.
But it's a period thing. It takes place in 1905, and it's about this crazy cult on this random island in Europe. It's really, really good. I really liked it.
It's a Netflix movie. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Netflix seems to be putting out more horror, right? Well, it is October, but
Yeah.
lately.
Yeah, but it's also like the year of horror. Like 2018 is going to go down as the year that horror saved Hollywood. Honestly,
Yeah.
Well, no, because and people were all gooing and gawing over
Horror and The
this-
Rock.
this Halloween thing. But people tend to
also
forget
had
that.
it. You also had Get Out.
Yeah, it made $800 million.
This has Halloween has the second largest opening, only trailing It. So
Yeah, and I'm ready. I will. That's the other thing I did watch about 5 times. The Pet Cemetery trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With John Lithgow.
oh yeah,
As the pedophile, yeah.
Well, no, okay.
as Judd.
I was actually disappointed the first time I watched it because I'm like he's not even really doing a main accent. But then when I watched it like a second time and he gives the whole little monologue, and it's like I am so stoked for Pet. I gotta wait till April 2019 for Pet Cemetery.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
And then I just love that drum hit, that ting, ting,
yeah.
Yeah.
ting.
I will say that
Jason Clarke.
I will
too.
say
Jason Clarke, the guy that you and Danny recommended,
Yeah.
I love
he
Jason Clarke.
He looks good in this movie.
Yeah, I love.
I
him.
will say
He's
that
badass.
when we saw Halloween, there was a ton of good previews. They got La Llorona coming our way soon,
Yeah.
which looked really scary and awesome. God, there was the one I don't even remember the name to.
that one where the kid turns into the adult.
Like a man when he
Yeah.
I
forgot
I don't remember the,
I can't.
the name. There's some good previews, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched. I watched.
What'd you watch, Ty?
Yeah. I'll just ask myself. I watched.
So Ty,
Halloween-
what did you
I
watch
watched
this week?
Halloween 5. I watched Halloween 5.
Very
Not
nice.
as good as 6. I'm just going to tell you, there's no Paul Rudd.
I watched Silver Bullet, Gary Busey. Oh man,
Oh
yes.
yeah, great movie.
movie. And then I also watched because Danny made me. Well, he didn't make me, but I watched Into the Dark, which is a new Hulu series.
Yes.
It's going
I
to be
haven't
a
seen it.
horror anthology monthly based on a holiday falling within that month.
Which we're
So
supposed
just
to be putting out reviews on them because they're giving us Hulu has been giving us screeners, like pre-release screeners, and we have not been taking advantage of that. So
No, I only did the first.
get
I only
on that.
reviewed the first one, which was called The Body.
yeah, so
It was pretty. It was actually. It was a surprisingly good. It was the only negative thing I can say about it is it felt very like generic. Like this will appeal to the masses. Everybody will love it.
and these are put out
But-
by Blumhouse TV. So
Yeah. Yes, but you could tell that they were going for a mass appeal rather than a genre appeal.
Yeah.
But other than that, really well acted. That kid from Ash versus Evil Dead,
which they offered us, we might be able to interview him.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that would be
that'd
cool.
be awesome.
But
First question I'm going to ask is: did Bruce Campbell just show up the last 5 minutes of all these shoots?
yeah. Anyways.
Awesome. Well, yeah, that's we got Halloween coming up next week.
Yeah,
we got to
we'll
get a
do
good
something special.
We got to do something
I don't know
really
if we'll
good.
go live or we'll just make sure we do a good movie. One of them, you know.
Yes.
So
we'll announce it in the group.
I don't know. We'll have to talk about it.
We need to talk about that.
I don't know. Talk about it.
I'm voting for Carnosaur.
I'm guessing I never get to pick the movie again after this one.
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh no! This is God. It's so much better than Puppet Master.
Yeah, it was.
We still have to. I want to do.
I liked it.
I want to do both houses at some point. I want to do
The Haunting.
Yeah, they're coming up. We'll pick some, or we'll go.
Let's do Hocus Pocus.
Suspiria.
I'm not doing Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus.
I'm not doing Hocus.
Beetlejuice.
I don't think Beetlejuice is a horror
good.
movie. Maybe we can look into that.
Beetlejuice is a horror movie. Thank you. Okay, so I just Googled best Halloween movies. We got Hocus Pocus is number 1, FYI. We've already done the Halloweens. The Shining sucked.
Fuck you.
Rob, if they don't want to do a Hocus Pocus, you want to do a supplemental.
Yeah, there we go. We could do that. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Oh.
Beetlejuice is on here. Addams Family, The Exorcist, Ghostbusters, Casper, Practical Magic.
Addams Family.
All right, let's just put an end to this and we'll decide.
We're not done yet, Danny.
How long is this list?
I'm going through it. Double Trouble with the Olsen twins. Have we done Trick or Treat?
We haven't.
No, we haven't actually.
Great
we haven't.
one, though.
Yeah,
Trick or Treat's like the ultimate like Halloween
we
anthology
might.
movie.
Well, maybe we'll have to do it.
Yeah, Trick or Treat looks nice.
And it should have some good trivia with it. E.T. is not a Halloween movie.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, it does. It takes place. They go trick or treating. Remember, he dresses him up as a ghost. I think.
Okay.
And then he sees Yoda, and he's like, "Home."
Yes. Oh, what about Ginger Snaps?
No.
Well, what's wrong with Ginger Snaps?
Trick or Treat's 2007.
Watch party, didn't you? I think you did.
Yes, I did. I was triggered, man. That's the first time I ever saw it, and it's just the violence and like teenage girl sexuality just did something.
Well, if you're gonna do teenage girl sexuality, let's do Jennifer's Body.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay,
I
don't know
can't. It's just too hot, man. I have to like take a break while watching Jennifer's Body to masturbate.
God. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Megan Fox is inhumanly gorgeous. Like there's nobody hotter than Megan Fox.
Monster House.
Yeah, Megan Fox is almost unsettling how hot she is.
Yeah, she
is.
is. It is unsettling.
She's very.
Yeah. Isn't it? It's like it's like the synapses in your brain can't fire fast enough to comprehend her hotness.
All right. Well, let's. All right. Anyways, we'll figure out what we're doing next week. We'll just be doing it. So you know what? We'll probably announce it in the group. But that's sometimes a luxury. There's a lot of podcasts out there that you don't know what they're doing until the episode releases. So
yeah,
I'm just saying you guys have it pretty good.
Yeah, last time we talked to the group, we got Puppet Master.
But it is, I understand it is a good thing for our type of podcast because we review a movie and sometimes you want to watch the movie.
You want to watch it before.
So yeah. But we might just go live and have something special. I don't know. We'll see. We'll discuss it. So cool. Well, yeah, that concludes the show.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. Follow us at Danny Bonin, at Scotty Bonin, at O'Neilio 4 O's.
That's right.
I don't know, at Ty and Draco.
I think so.
Okay.
Nice. There you go.
At CC Horror on Twitter, at Cult Classic Horror and everything else. Patreon.com/Cult Classic Horror if you want to support what we're doing. And yeah. That's it. So
get your Stepford Wives memes out.
Get your memes in so you can be Horror Freak of the Week and win some cool stuff. And thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week.
Catch you for Halloween.
Yes.
See you next time.
Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.